Down a little more. Is that cool? Off the side. Yeah, we're cool. Well, we got the first rain, which was so blissful. The hills are green. Things are coming to life again. I'm super pleased, man. Oh, this beautiful, controlled environment is really hard for me. Like, I'd love to jump this fence and go see like the natural habitat here. And I mean, it's certainly nice, but it's like, you know, controlled nice, contrived nice. And I just love the freedom of the wild. So the rain, the drenching, I am sure there's a flash flood last night because the pond is all dirty. And then it came down out of that valley. I was just exhausted, man. I'm not really doing a lot of hard work here, but the emotional work and the holding space and the trying to communicate is just as hard as swinging a pick all day, if not harder. Overall, my plans have proceeded beautifully. I got what I wanted, kind of. I mean, I got a half mission statement, which I consider a goal to work towards, but it has the tiniest bit of how we get to that goal, which is working with personal tools. As far as personal growth goes here, there's still just the two tools, the butting heads and the walking away, which are the two poorest tools in the personal growth categories, but they're something. I'm trying to think of a way that I'm hoping James gets in. I was hoping and begging and praying for at least one person who was secure and emotionally stable and willing to compromise and change and not completely ego-oriented or externally oriented. I got one externally oriented, all about the face and the features and what you look like is important, and I got one of what you can accomplish and do externally is what's important. Which is not the same as dialoguing. Could have been worse. Obviously, I'm much more inclined to go with the one that says, I want to learn something from each of these 15 people, and less inclined to go with the one who says, I want to do all something, I don't have much to learn. Although he is such a good debater without agreeing or compromising to anything but using words and wordsmithing. Jeremy gets mad props, dude. I mean, he's out of my league. He's a better wordsmith than I am. I have to like think about how he dodged my questions after they happened. I mean, mad respect, especially to someone who doesn't look so articulate. It's beautiful. I mean, mad respect to Jeremy. Anyway, I'm hoping James gets in. And when I do, I really want to see the home become more homey, more safe. And I'm hoping that that James can help me with that. First of all, measure around. Yeah, we're cool. By his first asking, the problem here is that if anyone asks for anything, no matter how great the idea is, other people are offended because their egos get involved and I don't want to do what they said, even if it's a great idea, but they didn't think of it and they don't want to get on board with your idea. It's pretty amusing because it's kind of like how Congress works. It's really hard to get a great bill passed unless you're willing to vote on somebody else's bills that you don't really like that much, but you have to if you want to get a great idea through. And not only that, even if you have a great idea, you're going to have some riders, some things on your idea that you don't really like, but you know what? If it gets you what you want, you're willing to do it. So I'm hoping that Jeremy can open up a dialogue about safety and cleanliness in the home. Honestly, I don't have any issue with sleeping inside if people have a safe place in the home. If they say, you know, let's take our shoes off when we come in and keep the feces outside. Let's not only sweep, but let's take 30 minutes every day to clean our home, to get the dust mites out, to mop. It is not that hard for 15 people to clean a relatively small space. Let's make it a home. Let's build shelves for ourselves. Let's organize our gear. And more than that, let's keep this space sacred. Let's say, if you're arguing, if you're dissatisfied with something, take it outside. In the home, safe space. Of course I want to dialogue. Of course I want to open up. But if there's yelling, if there's screaming, if there's people standing on the table, take it outside. And whoever wants to come and be involved, welcome outside, on the porch. There's other nice dry places. Let's make it so we can have a dialogue. As far as strategy goes, like I said before, I don't have any beef with anybody here. I think that most everybody here is for the wrong reasons. I think they're here for ego and a personal agenda that's outside of this place. Let me look around again, make sure I don't get in trouble. Like I said, Chris is here because he wants to advertise for his own company and his own thing, and he's hoping that this will kickstart it and they'll make $1 million on it. And Josh come here trying to preach the outside culture, then we're just going to be butting heads because everyone's got their own agenda. And I'm really looking forward to creating something here that's an example of how we can interact in the world, not preaching about how we can interact in the world. I did promise, well, I didn't promise, but I told Nikki that I was going to talk to Amanda because I think Amanda has a big agenda of her own. And I think it has to do with Christians and Bibles and being not trusting in people, but trusting in God. I don't actually have any issue with that. I think that it's a fine agenda. It's still an external agenda. I also feel like she's chosen me as her enemy. And I tried my hardest because I told Nikki to open a dialogue with her yesterday. But I was attacked right off the go. I mean, I said, there's a lot of fear here. And she said, I'm not fearful at all. Well, I'm like, well, I'm fearful all the time to tell my honest opinion because I don't get reflection, I get attack. And then I gave the example of how, although I do enjoy Bella very much, she believes in things strongly and she wants to, especially when the cameras are on her, especially when people are listening, be right. And I'm not interested in being right, I'm interested in dialogue. So as soon as conflict occurs, I bail out. Like Josh and her were talking about being a gentleman and ladies yesterday. As soon as she gets triggered, I'm out, dude. Like, I'm dead quiet. I'm like, oh, damn, because I want harmony in the home. I want connection, and then we can offer reflection. So basically, I failed trying to talk to Amanda because she thought it was deceitful, me not being completely, utterly honest all the time, which isn't really what she thinks. She's just decided I'm her enemy, and she's not willing to compromise and open up and be safe. So I'm going to try to find a venue of connection with her, although with the energy the way it is, I don't know how that's going to work at this point. I'm just going to have to wait for an opportunity that her and I have something in common, and she's not feeling defensive or feeling attacked by me because I don't have any ill will towards her. That being said, I also don't think this is a safe environment for a nursing or a mother, a fetus, or a baby. It's not a safe environment for an incredibly powerful woman like Nikki to keep her safety and self-respect. And I'm really strong in my emotional place, but even I have trouble, especially with the greater forces here that frustrate me greatly and make me lose my center. Babies need to be taken care of. They need to be safe. And I especially think those first formative months of safety and kindness and openness are essential to the rest of the life of the child. I don't know how to talk to Amanda about that without having me sound like I think she's a bad mother, which isn't a dialogue at all. She's not a mother at all yet. I'm really working with the moral dilemma of this. Then I had the other moral dilemma with Amanda about I don't think that a mother should be separated from the tribe. I think that they should be embraced by the tribe. Having a room that's different and distant from everyone, I don't support that. Well, this community, which is not a tribe, is like a lot of the things out there. If you don't support whatever the community decides, you're out. If they all want to jump off a bridge and you don't, you're not part of the community. If they all want to smoke and you don't, you're not part of the community. Well, I'm not going to support things I don't believe in, like the Halloween party, in a place that's full of dissension, that our government's not working, that our justice system isn't working, that none of our systems are working at all, and yet we're still trying to give out to the community, we're trying to do other things. I want to work on dialogue, I want to work on problem solving, and I really do want to work on personal growth and safety so people can offer their real opinions of the circle so I can learn something. Because so far all I've learned is, no matter how great the idea, don't even try. And that's not my utopia. My utopia is, let's work together for something. I'm looking forward to collaborating. I'm looking forward to laughing and being part of things. But I won't support things that are bringing the group apart and externally oriented. So how to bring James and Jeremy into that fold when they're another two ego, exterior-oriented people? I'm optimistic that James, if he feels safer, will start to do more of the internal work and offer more and not feel like he has to be extravagant in his exterior, because he's a beautiful, kind man. And you know what? Jeremy's a beautiful, intelligent man too. He really reminds me of a good friend of mine back home. It's hard for me to, be honest with him, because I think of Randy and it makes me smile so much. So those are my schemes I've got going on. Make the house a home, make a safer place, trying to use, I don't have any allies here, although Nikki's promising me she'll ally with me more. Having James work to support more safe space in the home, keeping the shoes off, mopping and sweeping every day, keeping the kitchen sanitary. These are things I'm really, really excited about, because people that are clean and safe are more likely to have open and honest dialogue and work towards change. So these are my next steps. I'm excited. I also think I'm going to pursue Nikki a little more. I've kind of let it cool off, and I'm going to talk to her about it. So we'll see how that moves forward as well. Nagdio.